Hi, good morning, everyone. So today let us talk about you know something which is really important for heart health. Blood pressure, right? So essentially, let me share this. Yeah. So essentially, if you see, we around one third of the Indian adult population deals with hypertension or elevated blood pressure level, right? Only 12% of the hypertensive patients have blood pressure under control, right? It means, you know, uh, more than 80% of the people have a high risk of, elevated blood pressure and heart diseases, right? So what are the current hacks, right? If you have a high BP, hypertension, most of the symptoms are headache, migraines, shortness of breath, bleeding from the mouth. So a lot of uh, doctors or healthcare practitioners would tell you to reduce your salt consumption. That is one of the way, right? But that's not the only way, right? Or you would be prescribed drugs such as statins, diuretics, which actually reduces your level of reduces water retention and the level of sodium inside your body, right? But most of the interventions lack focus on personalizing nutrition as medicine, right? Uh, so it may, surprise you to note that, a lot of regulating our blood pressure is connected with, health of our microbiome, right? And both gut and oral microbiome, right? So essentially, I've shared in my previous videos also that, uh, the food is again a combination of 25,000 plus bioactive molecules, right? We eat these bioactive molecules are metabolized by your microbiome and converted into certain stuff, what we call as secondary metabolites. These metabolites actually impact various aspects of our health, and blood pressure is no different, right? So uh, when our gut microbiome is balanced, or it is performing optimal biological functions, right? It leads to high production of butyrate, which is an anti-inflammatory molecule. It play a key role in a satiety, in a regular insulin sensitivity, in even regular blood pressure level. But during gut microbial dysbiosis, or probably we are eating something which is making our microbiome release a lot of harmful or pro-inflammatory metabolites. Like it can, or there's an imbalance microbiome where there's a lot of pathogenic bacteria or commercial bacteria doing bad things, right? So the production of bitrate is depleted, and this can lead to overactive immune response, compromised intestinal barrier, and can even elevate blood pressure. Right. So bitrate is one of the most essential anti-inflammatory metabolite, right, which plays a key role in various metabolic and cardiovascular health. So we have to focus on improving the production of bitrate. That's the first thing. Second thing is obviously LPS. Again, LPS production. Uh, is one of the most harmful endotoxin, and it is produced by a lot of active proteobacteria in our gut, right? So when our microbiome is imbalanced, or we're taking too much of foods high in saturated fats and sugar, so it can lead to production of lipopolysaccharides, which again can trigger neuroinflammation, can impact cardiovascular health, can elevate our blood pressure level. So then this is one of the biomarker which is also said to cause trigger onset and progression of type 2 diabetes, right? Type 2 diabetes and even chronic kidney disease, right? Another one is trimethylene oxide production, which is again a byproduct of choline and L-carnitine, right? So when you're taking too much of protein, or too much of foods are high in choline, right? And if you have a certain these proteobacteria which can actually metabolize this choline L-carnitine into TMA, which passes through your liver and causes, and leads to production of TMAO, which is said to, you know, develop plague in arteries, and also said to imbalance, trigger, high BP situation, right? And another way is also, when your gut is imbalanced, or there's too much of stress, right? And it can overactivate HPA axis, and so microbiome can overactivate HPA axis, which can actually lead to biological stress and even production of TMAO. Is one of the molecules which is triggered by biological stress, which can elevate blood pressure level. Second thing is obviously certain neurotoxins, right? And again, I'll talk about a bit about the chronic kidney disease. So there are a lot of microbes involved which produces a lot of neurotoxins such as indoxyl sulfate. Again, indoxyl sulfate is one of the toxins which is a byproduct of tryptophan, right? Precresol again is a byproduct of tyrosine and PAG, right? Phenylacetylglutamine. These all can trigger oxidative stress, and oxidative stress can actually cause hypertension and elevated blood pressure levels, right? So these all are byproducts of, microbial metabolism, byproduct microbial metabolism of various, foods such as, you know, uh, molecules such as choline, L-carnitine, saturated fat, sugars, you know, uh, and even a lot of high protein diets, right? Uh, again, taking a high protein diet may do wonders or may, actually trigger a lot of toxins inside the body, which can trigger which can lead to high blood pressure levels, which can lead to production of various neurotoxins, which can trigger chronic kidney disease, oxidative stress, heart disease, a number of things, right? So please do not fall for such, high protein diets or such fat diets interventions, right? Uh, so oral microbiome, right? So, uh, again, we know oral microbiome is the second most diversified area of where microbiome lives after gut, right? And there are around 70 species, around 50 to 100 billion microbes, right? And these microbes play a key role not only in our dental health but also in overall health, right? So that's why oral health is called a gateway to overall health, and it is also a starting point of our digestive tube, right? So, so a lot of these bacteria, can uh, metabolize nitrate in various foods, very green leafy vegetables such as spinach, lettuce, radish, parsley, a lot of these things, and can convert to nitrate. I mean, this nitrate, when we swallow saliva, so every day we swallow around 1 liter of saliva, right? And this mixes with your stomach acid, and this nitrite is then converted by certain enzymes into nitric oxide. This nitric oxide is set to regulate your blood pressure level, improve your insulin sensitivity, right? It play a positive role in regulating your cardiovascular health, blood pressure, even reducing the oxidative stress, right? It can also impact the negate the impact of uric acid, right? So it is essential to have an oral microbiome also balanced. So you won't believe that probably microbes in your mouth can trigger situations of cardiovascular disease or type 2 diabetes, right? So again, another important thing is I think we are using a lot of mouthwashes, antiseptic mouthwashes, which is akin to any antibiotics we take, right? So essentially, this washes away 70% of your microbiome. It leads oral microbiome. It leads to oral microbial dysbiosis. Again, it reduces the nitric oxide production and gives the risk of high blood pressure situations, right? So this is really important. So not only gut but the oral microbiome. Metabolites also play a key role in regulating our hypertension issue, in regulating our blood pressure levels and reducing the risk of hypertension. Right. So there are certain hacks. So as I shared, excess salt can be one of the reasons, but it is not the only reason. So do not just think that if you're taking if you have an hypertensive patient or you have a high blood pressure, probably it is only because of excess salt, right? So if you're buying a lot of stuff from supermarkets, please check the label before buying. There are a lot of preservatives which can cause oxidative stress, right? Avoid having packaged foods, frozen foods, right? It is very high in certain preservative which can lead to ammonia production. Again, this is one of the reason why which can is one of the neurotoxins which can actually trigger oxidative stress, right? Again, focus on balancing your oral and gut microbiome. We understand food, what molecule you need to feed your microbiome right now, right? Do not fall for fat diets or any diets based on your CGMs or blood work or whatever we are, or any sort of generic nutrition interventions, right? So avoid consumption of necessary antibiotics, right? And even antiseptic mouthwashes. Even check the toothpaste which you are buying. It does impact your oral microbiome activity and also impact your blood pressure situations, right? So again, as I shared, that mouthwashes is complete no, right? Should not go for such mouthwashes, which are like, the number of them, I don't know the name of the brand, but they can actually cause a lot of issues in oral microbial dysbiosis, right, and can trigger uh, blood pressure situations. So, just sharing, my article in Times of India came in the month of May 2023 on the role of gut and oral microbiome in regulating blood pressure and hypertension and reducing the risk of hypertension. So I'm going to share the link as well of this article. Probably this will give you more insights about the connection between oral microbiome and the oral in the gut microbiome and the blood pressure situations. So that's for today. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.